Forget what you've been told. The AI revolution isn't a single, global wave lifting all boats. It's a seismic quake, and it's cracking the world in two. On one side, a handful of nations are building the future, harnessing the most powerful technology ever created. On the other, more than 150 countries are being left in the dark, with virtually no access to the tools that will define the next century. This isn't just a tech gap. It's a new kind of global divide, one that could reshape economies, cultures, and the very balance of power for generations to come. But what's truly fascinating, and perhaps a little unsettling, is how people around the world are reacting to this change. The countries most excited about AI are not the ones you might think. And that surprising difference in opinion reveals a much deeper story about hope, fear, and the future of our planet. So what is this great AI divide, and where do you fall on the map? In the 21st century, the most valuable resource isn't oil. It's compute power. Think of it as the raw horsepower needed to train and run the complex AI models that are changing our world. To get that power, you need massive, specialized data centers. Sprawling complexes filled with cutting-edge microchips and computers. And right now, that power is concentrated in the hands of a very few. According to researchers at Oxford University, only 32 countries, a mere 16% of the world's nations, have these large-scale AI facilities. Go deeper, and the picture gets even more skewed. The United States and China operate more than 90% of the data centers that other companies and institutions rely on for AI development. American tech giants like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google run 87 major AI computing hubs globally, while Chinese firms operate 39. In stark contrast, European companies operate only 6. This creates a new kind of global dependency. For a startup in Africa or a researcher in South America, accessing this crucial resource means renting it from foreign tech giants. This is not only expensive and often slow, but also means their data is subject to foreign laws. The digital divide used to be about who had a phone or an internet connection. Today, it's about who controls the machines that control the future. And this concentration of power is just the first layer of this growing global divide. The next is how this technology is actually being used, and the results are not what you might expect.
You might assume that the countries leading the charge in AI development would also be the ones most eagerly integrating it into their economies. But the reality is more complex. While the United States is a powerhouse of AI research, its businesses have been surprisingly slow to adopt the technology. In contrast, Asian nations like China and India are racing ahead, with a much higher percentage of their companies actively implementing AI. This isn't just about a handful of tech companies. We're talking about a broad-based adoption across various sectors, from manufacturing and retail to finance and healthcare. This rapid integration is fueled by a combination of government support, a burgeoning tech sector, and a clear strategic vision for leveraging AI as a driver of economic growth. For developing nations, this presents a tantalizing opportunity and a significant threat. On one hand, AI could allow them to leapfrog traditional stages of development. Imagine AI-powered diagnostic tools revolutionizing healthcare in remote villages, or intelligent crop management systems boosting agricultural yields in a way that was previously unimaginable. But there's a flip side. The automation that AI brings could erode the competitive advantage that many developing economies have built on low-cost labor. This could lead to widespread job displacement and exacerbate existing inequalities, creating a scenario where the benefits of AI flow to the owners of the technology, not the workers. This economic tightrope walk is made even more precarious by a deeper, more human element of the divide, the global talent gap. AI isn't just about hardware.
No, it's not.
It's about the brilliant minds that create and refine it. And just like compute power, the world's top AI talent is concentrated in a select few locations. The most brilliant researchers, the most innovative engineers, they are overwhelmingly drawn to the elite universities and lucrative opportunities offered by the tech giants in the global north. This creates a brain drain that has profound consequences for the rest of the world. When a country loses its best and brightest to foreign shores, it doesn't just lose their individual contributions. it loses the potential for a thriving local AI ecosystem. It loses the ability to develop AI solutions that are tailored to its own unique challenges and cultural contexts. Instead, the development of AI is shaped by the perspectives, priorities, and biases of a small, largely homogeneous group of individuals. This can lead to the creation of algorithms that are not only ineffective in different cultural contexts, but can also perpetuate and even amplify existing social and economic inequalities. Think about it.
Think about it. Thinking about it.
An AI system designed to assess loan applications in Silicon Valley might be completely unsuitable for a rural community in Kenya. A facial recognition system trained primarily on images of one ethnicity may be inaccurate and even dangerous when used on others. Without a diverse and representative global talent pool, we risk building a future where AI serves the few at the expense of the many. But what's truly fascinating is that while the experts are clustered in one part of the world, the optimism about AI is flourishing somewhere else entirely. When it comes to artificial intelligence, where you live dramatically shapes how you feel. A fascinating global survey from Visual Capitalist reveals a stark divide in public perception. Citizens in emerging economies are far more optimistic about AI than their counterparts in advanced nations. In countries like India, Kenya, Nigeria, and Brazil, a significant majority of people believe that AI will have a positive impact on their lives. They see it as a tool for progress, a way to solve long-standing problems and create new opportunities for economic and social advancement. But in the developed world, the mood is much more cautious, even skeptical. In nations like the United States, Japan, and Germany, the optimism is tempered by a growing anxiety about the potential downsides of AI. People are worried about job displacement, the erosion of privacy, and the potential for AI to be used for malicious purposes, such as spreading misinformation or creating autonomous weapons. This optimism gap is one of the most intriguing aspects of the global AI divide. It suggests that those who have the most to gain from AI are also the most hopeful about its potential, while those who are already living in relative prosperity are more focused on the risks. This difference in perspective is crucial because public opinion will ultimately shape the policies and regulations that govern the development and deployment of AI. And as we stand on the cusp of this new era, the world is facing a critical choice. A choice that will determine whether AI becomes a force for unity or a catalyst for even greater division. The global AI divide is not an inevitability. It is a choice.
It's my choice to make, okay?
We are at a crossroads, and the path we take now will determine the future of our interconnected world. Leaving this chasm to widen is not an option. It would create a future of digital dependency, where the majority of the world is reliant on a handful of tech giants for access to the most important technology of our time. It would exacerbate existing inequalities, both between and within nations. And it would stifle the innovation that comes from a diversity of perspectives and experiences. So, how do we build a bridge across this divide? It begins with a concerted global effort to democratize access to AI. This means investing in infrastructure, building data centers, and improving internet connectivity in underserved regions. It means promoting open source AI models and tools so that everyone can benefit from the latest advances. The Zimbabwean billionaire Strive Masiyiwa is leading a $500 million project to build 5 data centers in Africa, a significant step, but one that will only meet a fraction of the demand. It also means fostering inclusive innovation. We need to support AI research and development in developing countries, creating a global talent pool that is as diverse as the world it serves. We must invest in education and skills development, preparing people everywhere for the jobs of the future. And critically, we need to establish global norms and standards for the ethical and responsible use of AI, ensuring that this powerful technology is used to benefit all of humanity. UNESCO has taken a lead in this area, but their efforts are just the beginning. The story of the global AI divide is still being written. It is a narrative of immense challenge, but also of incredible opportunity. The technology that threatens to pull us apart also holds the potential to bring us closer together, to solve some of the most pressing problems of our time, from climate change.
As the impact of climate change intensifies, AI, artificial intelligence, may help provide solutions.
And disease.
Diagnostics on precision care or defining therapies that work for individuals, work for cardiac imaging and other ways that we use to enable better care for patients. A good example is electrocardiograms, which are electrical recordings of the heart taken with stickers on the chest, available world over. ECG GPT, which is a play on ChatGPT, It takes an ECG image and generates a report. That is an example of generative AI. We can generate a full report directly from the electrocardiogram. Originally, this would require a cardiologist to interpret these studies, but our hope is that this can form the basis of very accurate reads that are available world over that eventually clinicians can confirm and use in their care.
To poverty and inequality.
Satellites can see poverty from space. Artificial intelligence can see it in patterns of mobile phone data. Together, they helped the government of Togo target aid to the neediest in the COVID-19 pandemic. And these tools may be useful in other crises. When COVID-19 shutdowns forced people out of work, they pushed tens of millions into poverty worldwide. Governments scrambled to provide aid, but in a country like Togo with 8 million people and vast rural areas, how do you locate the neediest people? The best way to get that data is to do a detailed, nationwide, house-to-house survey. But that takes people, time, and money. Most developing countries haven't done them, and this was not the time to start. But researchers have been finding ways to identify areas of wealth and poverty in satellite images.
But this brighter future is not guaranteed. It will require a fundamental shift in our thinking, a move away from competition and towards collaboration, away from exclusion and towards inclusion. The choices we make in the coming years will determine whether AI becomes a tool of division or a catalyst for shared prosperity. It is a monumental task, but one we must embrace together. The future is not a destination we are passively heading towards. It is a world we are actively building. One line of code, one policy, one collaborative project at a time. The great unbalancing act has begun, but how it ends is still up to us. If you found this exploration of the global AI divide insightful, consider subscribing for more deep dives into the technologies that are shaping our world. Thanks for watching.